Hello, everyone. Welcome to Worst Experience with one more wonderful episode with Jigisha Navanith. Jigisha is a content marketing strategist, entrepreneur, creative head, Iron Lady Community, and national creative head, WICCI Future of Work Council. So let's know more about Jigisha and about her worst experience. Welcome, Jigisha. Can you come on screen? Lovely. Welcome to the platform. Worst experience opens the best doors.
Thank you, Sujata, for the warm welcome. So I believe this is one of a kind of platform where, the name says itself that worst experience opens the best doors. So thank you for having me here.
So we would like to know a little more about you, Jigisha, other than what you do, your childhood and your background.
So I come from a small town of South Gujarat, and my family is a business family, and we are like 3 siblings.
Okay.
So me and my brother is in business, a different kind of business, but my sister is an IT professional. And childhood was, I would say, on an average, happy childhood. I don't have that kind of memories where I will feel that it was very daunting or something which has jolted me from inside, nothing like that. But there were ups and downs. There were things which made me realize that it's not enough to get contented so far. As for my mother, I was a peace-loving child always. So I avoid conflicts, I avoid quarrels, I avoid where somebody gets hurt, I would say. So I was very conscious from beginning. Yeah, but the thing is that that's not how the life is, right? You have to face conflicts.
True.
You have to do arguments. You have to communicate what you think, which is right, just to avoid that conflict. Sometimes you get harm, and that's not the right way. As far as personal life is concerned, it gives you good personal relations, but when it comes to profession, it makes you weaker.
That's
so
true. Fully
sound
agree.
weak, or maybe not inside you are weak, but people think that you are so weak that you are unable to speak up for yourself. It's not like that. You realize things, but you just avoid conflict. So I in my childhood I faced such a conflict in my
So this is
7th
going to
standard.
be, are we getting to know your worst experience?
Yes, you can say that it's the worst experience, and why? Because that has opened a lot of other avenues where I would have not seen myself to be.
Beautiful.
So when I was in 7th class, what happened is I failed in drawing. Now it's very abrupt for somebody to fail in drawing, but my drawing teacher was so angry with me or my performance in the exam that he deliberately did it.
Oh, okay. So, Jigisha, I would like to know that what was the incident in the sense, why was it done deliberately? What happened actually?
So, as I said, I'm a peace-loving person and I avoid conflict. I'm also a free will person. So I decide some things, and I feel it's a blessing to have that free will, but then it comes with a price.
Right.
So in school, when you have your free will, you tend to get fail in drawing. So apparently, what I did is they asked to do some nature drawing, and I did that nature drawing in an abstract form.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is unacceptable, and So the colors and all were like the nature drawing, but then the shape was in abstract form.
Okay.
So my drawing teacher, along with my principal, has invited my parents to talk about it. At the same time, my sister was also in the same school, was also in this same school, and she was district level topper in elementary and intermediate exams and all. So the comparison between two siblings was like, this is disastrous.
Right.
Somebody who is doing so perfect work and somebody who doesn't even understand the question when it is natural, you're drawing abstract. So they called, my mother came, and the principal told that this is unacceptable. But however, we know that the child is bright in studies, math, science, and English, and all these things. So we just wanted to inform you that this is unacceptable. So she cannot pursue drawing in 8th standard onwards. And at my time, SSC, SSC, and you have to have some extra subject, an art
Okay.
subject has to be
Okay. Okay.
so that is a scoring subject also. It's not only like that, but then it's a scoring subject also.
Okay.
So drawing was one of them because you have 5 or 6 questions. 2 of them are theory and 3 of them are practical, and you get good marks.
Okay. Okay.
To practice yourself, but then I have to leave that.
Oh.
So from 8th standard onwards, they will not teach me because I'm not performing, and that we are thinking a child will score, but then I may lose it. Just because of drawing, I may lose it. So yeah, so end of the chapter, that okay, she's not going to do drawing anymore. She will focus on the studies. And at the same time, now which art subject I have to take, that came as music.
Okay.
Now the thing is that my mother was reluctant to accept that, being a girl coming from my community where almost 99% of the girl has all kind of art in their head. Okay,
Oh.
and I don't know even how to draw. I don't understand what is a nature drawing and what is an abstract drawing. So she was unable to accept it, and she told me that I'm not going to leave it here. So at the same time you're studying, so every time you have holidays, you're going to learn a new form of art.
Okay.
Okay, and music, you have to do it because look at it as a subject. Don't look at it like you will become a singer or a musician or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
But then look at it like a subject. But it was such that music teacher, I remember her name as Usha teacher, that she was so good that within 3 years I started loving it. One point of
Wow.
time I thought that I should become a singer only. But it's a child dream. I understand it's not that easy to become. But then 11th standard, that also left me because in science you can't have hobbies as your subject. I started dissecting the frog, and so I dissected and I started mixing the chemicals, and I started listening to frequency, and so that was my music that time. Physics became the hobby.
Jigisha, here I am curious. Like, did you see that, some X factor in all that you were studying because you had a creative mindset?
Yeah, so it was very easy for me to transit, I would say. It was
Very
not
nice.
difficult that when they say that I have to stop drawing, I stopped it. Okay, I
Beautiful.
accepted it. But at the same time, I kept on learning because my mother said that it's a kind, it's a craft.
Correct. Correct.
So if you are doing one thing right, you know how to do one thing, then you must get trained in something else also. You can't have that always in your mind that you cannot do drawing, or you cannot draw well, or you don't know what is the difference between nature and abstract, because the definition is not clear to you. You may not know it.
Right. Right.
Whatever that time the school principal or the teacher were not child sensitive, or say that the
Not at
psychology
all.
part,
Yes.
or not the child was so sensitive.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You are also not saying, okay, teacher found out, okay, that I'm not good at it. I must not.
Right. Right.
We were not questioning, like, not our parents were questioning that, okay, no, my child is good. She's doing everything at home. You don't know how to teach. So
We
we were
lived
not like
our childhood more on validation, right? As a
so we
child.
had, but we respected more. The school were respected more. The schools were respected more in a sense that,
Right.
and it has to be like that because it's a fundamental, one of the pillar of a child's development.
True.
Uh,
True.
so when the teacher and principal says we agreed to it, and so be it, be it learning canvas, or be it learning watercolor, or be it learning sketches, be it doing embroideries, be it, there are various things which I learned till 12th standard. So every vacation, Jigisha will be found in some art class
Oh,
because
lovely.
it happened like that. But math and science were also my love.
Well,
So
okay.
mathematics being the one, mathematics and physics. So that's why I chose science. Apparently, life happened, and I went to college, did computers, but that art thing was always there in mind. Now in college, there were no way that I will do painting or I will get that much time because there were
True.
assignments and you
True.
go through a lot of things,
True.
other things, and the books were so, books were so half of the time you try to understand in class also, after the class also, and at night also you're dreaming about the same thing.
Right. Right.
So I started writing at that time. I started putting colors in words and kept it with me only. It was not
Brilliant.
never like that कि we have to share with someone or we have to show that how good I was writing. I was just finding a way. If I have a notebook to write an assignment, the last page has a story.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So, so in the class next day, I would say that while I was studying, I just thought about it, and everybody was ready. My group was so happening that they were ready to listen also.
Very nice. So
So
creativity was chasing you wherever you went,
yeah, so wherever you
especially
write,
from
sometimes
this artistic point of view, what I mean to say.
right. Sometimes there were things that you feel sad, you feel nostalgic, you feel
Right.
you
Right.
miss your home. So that time also the thoughts will come there that I never shared with anyone.
Okay.
So but then it was an expressive way. So what I found ultimately is that I am more expressive. It is
Right.
not about me knowing the art and craft very well.
Right.
It is about
Right.
my expression, right?
Brilliant.
So when
Brilliant.
it comes to music, I was singing and expressing myself. When it comes to drawing, I was drawing, and at that time my thoughts were abstract, so I did abstract thing.
Okay.
And so everything came together like that. But as I did my computers, my jobs were all in IT only. During my maternity break, which went for a longer time than expected, for 4 years, I with second, third year, I started again doing art. By the
Okay.
time my came 2 years, I started doing thing, and you won't believe every female I met in and around who has taken a career break were interested in art, but they were saying that evening time in parks when you talk, they were saying that, oh, I also have a hobby, but what to do with that?
Right.
You know, I also like to do art, but what? What next? So you can't keep on painting and putting on on your walls, right?
True. True. True.
So yeah, that struck with me that yes, it is right. So they were not discouraging, but they were asking a question: can art solve a problem?
True. 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 True.
Right. So I was not I was not a hardcore artist. मतलब JJ School of Arts से training लेके I have not come.
Right.
Okay, I just learned by from some coaching classes going
Right.
on, some
Right.
tutors like that, some trainings like that. I don't know fundamentals of art. like in college they teach, like I learn computers, that kind of fundamentals I don't know. So I cannot have my exhibitions of my own, nor I have a reach to people where I go and exhibit my paintings. So what will I do with this creativity? So, and while I was learning in break digital marketing, I was doing my creative writing from Symbiosis. So this, colorful words came again in mind. And during my IT career, my majority of time was into writing, be it proposal writing, be it SRS writing, some
Oh,
technical
okay.
documents like that. So that time also I was continuously writing, but that was more of a plain language. I would say it is not a creative language; it's a plain business language you have to write. The and now I was being introduced to content writing in my digital marketing course. It was in 2016 somewhere around 16, 17.
Lovely. Okay.
So I thought that now knowing another craft or any other thing, digital marketing has 50 other or maybe 100 other things to do. Okay. But there is one common thing which is writing, which connects every dot
True.
there.
True.
Right. And I had experience. I like to write. So interest, experience, and knowledge along with that of that I started mixing up. And before getting into anything full time, I started taking freelance project.
All right.
So how do you take a freelance project? Is I just started telling people that I write.
Okay. All
I
right.
did not know that I have to network. I have to go to LinkedIn and write. By the way, on LinkedIn, I'm there from 2009 or something like that. Somebody has invited one of my friends has invited me there, and 2009 onwards, when it was not with Microsoft,
Okay.
that time onwards, but it never clicked that I have to go. I know digital marketing, I know writing, but it never clicked that okay, chalo, aaj subah ho gaya, I will go to social media and start writing, tell people that writing. Instead that I go to my first connect. There were schools.
Oh.
My child's preschool.
Okay.
Okay. The
Okay.
founders they became close friends. Close friends in a sense, not like party friends, but where we do fruitful discussion
True.
about
True.
child psychology,
True.
about how to grow up a child. They also invited us in seminar. And that's how she offered me one day that, digital marketing, you've learned it, right? So why don't you come and tell my staff that how to do things, you know? So
Okay.
I said it's like a good opportunity for me also to share the knowledge, and I never shared. I thought that it will be like, I have to take fees for that or do things like that. I said, okay. One fine day, he said that if she said that if you want to invite anyone else in and around you, you can invite them also. No
Okay.
worries. So I started floating the form and I do these, that, like that, and people came. So
Okay.
it was like, in a short span of time, 8, 10 people were there. I don't remember, including me and herself. So you can
Okay.
say 10 people were there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There I started putting my words like that I write. So I there introduce them about digital marketing, and I say that I do this thing.
Writing
I,
as well.
I want to make it very clear that I did not have any project at that time.
Okay.
It was not that I write, but I did not have a project. Right now, I'm looking for a project. I used to tell that also.
All right.
So I got from the same community only. I got the project, and that project they have hired me as an editor. Uh, Two other writers were also there, but then 15 days I planned everything as an editor, the newsletter and all. And when I reached to them, they said that we are very sorry. The writers have said they cannot do it, and we are busy with the event for which the newsletter was being launched. They
Okay.
were busy with the event, so they can't do it.
Oh,
Now the challenge came to me. This is my first project,
right.
right?
Right.
If I say no to this, okay, I cannot do it, what will happen? I asked them whether they want to launch it or not. They said, we want to launch it. It's
Okay.
been from 3 years we want to launch it, but we never found this kind of thing, whether I am willing to do all the work or not.
All right. All right.
So I came back home. I just gave it a thought and I called up the concerned person. I said that forget about it. You will get your newsletter on the launch event. At the time
Oh.
of launch, you will
Oh.
get it.
Okay.
So now it's all the project was of 3 months, 15 days lost. I don't have any resources. I have to take the sports coaches interviews, physio interviews, the participant interviews, and parent interviews also. Design the newsletter and make it look like it is done by professional, somebody who is experienced.
Okay.
So I started first, I closed my eyes and I went back to my IT experience of project management. I said, no, I can do it. I have to break down each and every step here. So I broke down the steps. I wrote what kind of resources, what kind of time I would need, tools also. It's not only about people you need tools, you need a recorder.
Right.
So I went through it and compiled everything. And at the time of launch, the sponsors and the person who has assigned me the project, he said that I have never met somebody like you, who just came as an editor and did the whole newsletter like this. How did you do this? I said, I just compiled all my experience in one newsletter. And what I got out of it is that the whole content management life cycle, which we call it as in professional world, where we have to plan the resources, we have to plan the execution cycle. There are lots of things which could have taken 2 to 3 years for me to learn as a writer, that I learned it by single project in 3 months.
Beautiful.
So I am forever grateful for the opportunity they have given to me.
Right. Right.
So this is where the creativity, agileness, and writing, everything I combined. Nothing, the worst experience was such that I was failed in drawing. Doesn't define my career in designing. Okay, that time I realized that, okay, I know with this word, this color will look good. I say that no, with this has to come in bold and this has to come small, because these are all visualization things, that okay, this is how my end customer would like to see it.
Right.
That is why I say always that, when you get an opportunity, say yes first and figure it out how to do it later.
Absolutely. I am
If it interests you, okay,
Absolutely.
it should
Yes.
happen that it only gives money. If it is of no interest and
Right.
you are not in need, you may procrastinate. But then
Absolutely.
when it is of your interest and it is giving you opportunity as well as learning thing, and you can complete it, one has to go and kill your fears.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is about my worst experience, how it opened till my first door, and after that, you see it that I'm growing and I'm blessed to have
Your worst experience kept opening doors for you. That's what is what I sum up, right? Okay, Jigisha, fantastic. So message to the audience about your worst experience, or how should they deal with their worst experience?
I would say that whenever you encounter a worst experience, please do not get budge or judge by it. Don't take it so much inside that it may break you. Don't take it so lightly that it may stop you from growing only. Because sometimes what happens is, I see nowadays, when you give somebody feedback, I took the feedback of my teacher in a positive way.
Right.
I did not say that how can you tell me that I cannot do it. Still, I started proving, okay, that I can do it.
Right.
But nowadays I see that people take it negative. way, criticism in a negative way. No, I would say take it in a positive way. Somebody got that much time. My principal and my teacher took out time for myself, that they
True,
came and told,
true, true.
right? They have thousands of students there. Still,
Absolutely.
one student who is not doing in a subject like drawing, they cared that much for my parent to come and know this. So I am forever grateful to them also, that if they have not, they would have not been seeing me as what I am, and I would have never seen myself who I am. So
Absolutely, I agree with
yeah,
you.
so always think about what is the positive aspect of it, where you can rectify, and don't let it sink in yourself that I can't do it. I
Absolutely.
believe that almost all the skills can be mastered. Only thing is that you should have interest, experience, and knowledge. Being persistent or consistency, people all talk about this thing, but if you don't have interest, you will not be consistent. And other thing is that in consistency always look for variety. So my case was like, I was looking at more of the variety things, and that's why I kept on doing.
Nice.
So if you keep on doing canvas painting, you will become an artist who can
True,
do exhibition,
true.
right? But then the art form will change. So you won't be doing. People always talk about having a niche, right?
Right.
Niche should be for people who has 5 years of experience, not when you are starting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So before you start experience, you start thinking about niche, you will be lost in that only. So that is
Absolutely.
another one I will take there, that look for variety. You will find your interest also.
Brilliant. Well summed up, Jigisha, and a beautiful message to the definitely all the creative audience, right? Because creativity is not a easy journey. It's it is completely filled with roadblocks, mental roadblocks, rather I would say. So because the clarity comes only over a period of time, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. You have to keep on doing it.
Keep on doing it. Absolutely.
At our community also, that when you get it, right?
You get it. You get it. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So it was brilliant talking to you, Jigisha, knowing about your worst experience and how it has opened multiple doors for you. And of course, your never give up attitude has helped you reach where you are today. Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your worst experience. So would you like to say something about our platform?
It's a wonderful platform where people can open up, because most of the time people see our positive side. They don't see that what goes behind the person who is coming up with all the success stories and things. So it's a beautiful platform where people should listen, because they will get motivated. Most of the time what we see is only the positive things, and then oh God, she is growing, he is growing, that is doing that, they are there. But
Right.
what they have gone through, what worst experience they have experienced, if that is told in a better way with a positive takeaway, I think people will get motivated, not like comparative.
Correct.
One more thing I would say about your platform and you, Sujata, you are doing a brilliant job. Keep on doing it. Keep on inspiring people. Wish you lots of luck and success.
Thank you so much, Jigisha. Means a lot.
Thanks for having me and listening to me patiently.